Okay, once again, we're gonna see how well this works. I'm gonna attempt to show you how to make your own crochet hook again. Oh wait, I forgot one tool that's optional. Give me a second. Alright. The basics of what you need is some safety goggles, because you don't want a splinter in your eye. Some kind of piece of wood, it can be a stick, dowel rod, chopstick, and some kind of knife. I'm using safety knife, box cutter, whatever you want to call it. And this is actually a piece of wood from an ash tree, because I found somebody just threw a brush pile onto the sidewalk. So I took some sticks from it, thinking, oh, okay, I can carve them. And there's elderberry here, which I thought this was initially, because it's got the same kind of pith on the inside. And I can use that to make little bee hotels. But apparently this is from an ash tree, because the leaf scars here are directly across from each other, but then they're also, oh, I guess this one only has the one on it. But these leaf scars are on this side, so down here they'd be like that. But this one's only got one set. But apparently ash trees in this area are all critically endangered because of the emerald ash borer, which is ridiculous and tragic. So guess I'll have to be doing something about that. But I'm pet sitting at the moment, so I'm just gonna show you how to make this, and hopefully it'll show up. I just have my phone propped up. I don't have any special things. So yeah, you just gotta get some safety goggles, which I'm putting on. And no, regular glasses don't count as safety goggles. Just wear your glasses under the safety goggles. Optionally, you can have a pencil sharpener, especially if they are on clearance like this one was. We'll use this after I carve. I guess technically I could use it right now. We'll do the side that's all messed up anyways. Yeah, that'd be comfy to hold. So it won't fit in there at the moment. So, since this was dried when I found it and still has the bark on it, that just means we'll just have to carve off some of the bark. So I'll hold it right that, and we'll say the line for where the yarn and stuff is gonna go. You can just start right here. And I will say, one thing I've noticed about these ash twigs is there's like two layers of bark. There's like the top layer, and then there's a thinner inner layer that pops off. So just gently cutting off the bark. And I have a table at the moment, but you can also just do this with a little shoe bin to catch all the wood shavings, and then you just put them in your garden as mulch, or I guess use them as kindling. You can see there's two layers of bark coming off with each one. See, they're separated right there. I don't think I've noticed that with any of the other sticks I've collected so far. Kind of get rid of that little rough spot. Also, yeah, I mentioned this is from a brush pile that somebody stuck on the sidewalk, so that means at least there was an ash tree there. I'm hoping it's still alive and that they were just trimming off dead branches, but I don't know. I'm just going lightly to try and not, like, dig into the wood itself too much. Well, now we got it because we missed a little section. And if you have fresh wood, you can just peel the bark off. But this is already dried on there, so it just has to get cut off. It's the messed up spot, so let me smooth that out a bit. Okay, so you can see how unevenly I did that line. So we'll just go like this. Make a little line. make it look even and nice. And this is just slightly awkward because of the phone. The angle I have to have the phone and thus my hands for you to be able to actually see what I'm doing. It's much easier than this when you're not trying to do it for the camera. Just trying to make it look nice. Right, so now we got that. And maybe I guess I'll sand it now. Other thing you need is some sandpaper. I got these sandpaper sponges. So just sand it a little bit just to make it a little bit smoother. Just a little bit for now. And then since this top of it, well, we'll see if I can go in the pencil sharpener yet. Yes, it can. So we're just gonna do this. We're not making it sharp like a pencil. Just trying to get it. Well, this top part's just really messed up. Alright, so just do this. Really awkward trying to make it so you can actually see what I'm doing. I think I would have to do this like the other way around. I'm just narrowing the top part because it's all messed up. It's probably not even going to stay on there. Presumably this is where the person who chopped it was chopping it, obviously. Not intending for it to be used as a crochet hook. Okay. Stick this in here. You can hear how uneven it is. Alright, you know what? This top part's just messed up. I'm just gonna chop it off. Clippers. I'm just chopping this off because it's not good. There we go. And now we can stick it in there now that it's solid. And you don't have to do this. You can also just do it with a knife. We don't want it actually to be sharp. We just want it to be narrower than the rest of it. That way it can easily go into your yarn. A little bit more just to get it a little bit skinnier. So like that. You don't want it sharp. You should be able to push it full force into your finger and have zero threat of stabbing yourself. So you can see it's just so that this part is narrower than down here. So the next part, since this stick is pretty much perfectly straight, we can put the hook part wherever we want. Maybe I should have the other hook out here to show you what I mean. Yes, I am just gonna keep walking away. Here's the one I made yesterday. So if a stick you're using is curved, you want all of these ones seem to be pretty straight. Like this one has a little bit of a curve down here, but it's just in that spot. The rest of it's pretty straight. So we just figure out where we want the hook to go. And since this is straight, it can go anywhere. So the first thing we do is we just pick two sides that will be this part, and we shave off some just so that it is narrower. I really got to change the blade on this, but I couldn't find my screwdriver. I was keeping one in my crochet kit with this, so I would know where it is, but it seems to have disappeared. And then just go on the opposite side and do the same thing. Just so it's slightly narrower up there. Hopefully you can see it well. And this is all just to make it so that the hook that you are just looping into the yarn stitches is narrower than the rest of it, so that you don't have to struggle for it. So now we take our knife and we just pick either side of this. Since this is perfectly straight, it doesn't really matter. This side's already facing the camera, so it's really, I don't think I can really do it at an angle so you can see what I'm doing, but just take your, yeah, it's just going to be blocking the camera no matter what. Just go like that. And rock it back and forth while pushing down. Just slowly cutting into it. You can also use a little, I'm just going to do it at my correct level. Sorry. If you have a little tiny handsaw, you can use that as well. A lot of like professional woodworkers are doing that, but I just rotate and slowly cut down into it. You can try to make it like go back at an angle, but it's totally fine if it's just like straight up and down. I know there's like two main different types of crochet hook shapes, and like one of them is called inline, and I don't really know what the difference is, but just having it straight up and down is easiest to make. And it's okay if part of the upper hook area flakes off like this one's doing. Usually happens. It's fine, we'll fix that later. And your hook part is designed to be skinnier than the rest, so it's fine. Yeah, definitely need to change out this blade though. I'll see if there's a obvious screwdriver here so that I can do that then. Camera, why did you just go out of focus? I literally saw it go in focus properly and then go out again. So now we got a line going into it. Maybe you can see we're just gonna like go at an angle towards that line. Slowly and gently, because you don't want to go too fast or too hard, and then you'll just cut the whole top part off. Stick the knife back in there again. You can see we're slowly cutting into it. And then we go to the other side, do the same thing. Try to go slowly, because you just want to cut up to the line and not go past it. And then just pull the flakes away instead of trying to cut all the way through. And now we got like two angled cuts there just to get down to where the lines are. And we can go like this. Cut the middle section. Apologies if you can't see anything at all. And just keep moving slowly, because you don't want, if you go like wow, with all your force, you'll just cut the whole hook part off, and that's what we don't want to happen. This is also easier with green wood, but this is obviously dried. Let's peel off those, because we're gonna sand it later, so this part, it's fine if it's rough right now. And you can see we're starting to get into the middle where the pith is. And that is why this would not work if we were using elderberry, because their pith is too big and there's just not enough woody structure for the rest of it. And I'm just at the top of the little slopey area, just cutting that a little bit to make it not such a steep change. This is probably just a terrible video. Just go down the side and cut that in an angle. I hate this damn camera. It does not want to stay in focus. Just make it like as smooth as possible with your knife. So you can see there's like a sharp line there. We don't want that, so we cut it off. Gently, slowly. And then you can just take your knife and just go along the edge there and just go wiggle it a little bit up and down just to make sure everything's coming to a nice stop. Sorry, I was completely off screen. So this is what we have now. And I could probably go a bit deeper. And you don't have to worry about the pith as long as it's not taking up like all of the area. It's fine. So that's what we have now. And now we're going to take our knife just to make sure that this section here is as flat as possible. We just go back here, just go all the way until we cut into a bit of that. That way there's for sure a straight line here. And do the same on the other side. Just go back here and cut into the top part of it. That's just completely covered by my hand. Like that. Just to make sure that there's no snags here the yarn can get stuck on. So now we have this. And you can, I hate this damn camera. You can see where some of the pieces broke off the top part right when we were making our little line, which is fine because we can either cut those away or sand them away to make it smoother. I don't even know if you'll be able to see them. Just cut that little line right there so it's not sticking out as much. Same out here. Just tiny itty bitty little cuts. Like I said, I'm usually using a bin. Like I just have a little plastic shoebox that I use to put all the shavings in and catch them in. But I have a table for once, so doing that. And now comes the part where we do the proper sanding. So let me go grab my mask. I'm now wearing fabric mask I use to keep mosquitoes off. Stop mosquitoes from flying up my nose and stop me from getting sunburn on my face. Because it is so hard to find sunscreen that I can put on my face without it burning my eyes like crazy. So wear a mask when you're sanding because you don't want to breathe in sawdust. So it doesn't need to be very specific. I'm not a master craftsman or whatever. So we're just taking the sandpaper and sanding the sides first, just to make sure there's not going to be any spots. Just to make it nice and smooth. And we're going to rotate it and just go all around like this. And just because you can't see the particles floating through the air doesn't mean you're not going to inhale them. So wear a mask of some kind, or at the very least, do it outside and have a fan, I don't know, pointed away, like a fan behind you, pointed away so that the dust's going away from you or something. Don't do it around kids unless they're also wearing masks. So now we got that smoother, and then we take it, go on, let me see if I can zoom out and it'll show. Okay, kinda. Now we just do the same thing. The table is at such an angle. All right, let's try it this way. Let's do it upside down, I guess. So we're just sanding the ramp and the bottom of the hook right now. Can't really rotate the phone anymore, but get it from different angles. I guess I just gotta hold it upside down, even though it's not comfy at all. Get it from more than one angle so that you can actually have the yarn slide smoothly. And then just do it this way. Do it this way so you can see. Just go like this with the hook at the top, just so it's nice and smooth. Not gonna cause any snags. You can see what it looks like now. And it can be sanded smoother. This is just for demonstration. And then for the top part, we'll just go like this. Just keep rotating it in a slow circle to make that top part get rounded more. And you just keep doing this. Here's what it looks like. And if you want to take your knife, you can make it more pointy, or just keep sanding it. And that's what we've got so far. Let me grab a piece of yarn and we'll test it. Here's the yarn we used to make the shopping bag yesterday. Zoom it out. Yep, so we have a functional crochet hook, although I'm pulling too much. Although I did feel the yarn snag just then. Where did it snag? Not sure. If you notice it snagging, just sand it some more. So here's the one from yesterday that I didn't make on camera. And here's this one. So I'll probably sand this part down more so that there's a more gradual slope, or even I'll just do this. Scoot the yarn out of the way. Cut it a little bit more. Because if this slope is just too sudden and sharp, the yarn really won't want to slide up onto the flat section. Just cut it a little bit and sand it again. now it looks like that. So it should work a little bit better. Oh yeah, I gotta zoom out so you can actually see what I'm doing. I think I'll try to make this part a little bit deeper, but yeah, that's how you make a little crochet hook. And once you get the hang of it, and you're not trying to hold it at an awkward angle for a camera, you can make them really freaking fast, especially if it is fresh wood that's still green and just cuts with zero resistance. Although with them, you just got to be careful that you're not going too fast towards the front, otherwise you'll decapitate them. And if you do decapitate it by breaking the hook part off, you can get some Mod Podge, maybe hot glue, I'm not sure, and scoop some Mod Podge onto the top part and just hang it so that it'll pull downward, and then you can just get a clear hook section made of glue, solidified glue. Probably there's also other materials you could do that with, but I don't know what they are beside general glue. Maybe some like clay or something, if you can get it to stay on the stick. So there's our crochet hook. Do it slowly so you can see. And you can see the edges of the hook there are a little bit getting in the way. So I'm gonna do this. Gently and slowly just cut a little piece off. Make it a little bit more triangle shaped. And you'll just figure it out as you go. So looks like that now. And we're gonna sand it again. This is why you should be wearing a mask, because particles you can see falling to the table are the ones you can see. You can't see all of them. So yeah, go get some sticks, preferably from invasive species in your area, or things that are getting in the way of people walking down the sidewalk, and go make some crochet hooks. It's super fun. You can do it if you're trying to listen to an audiobook or something and you can't pay attention otherwise. Yeah, just figure out what kind of cool stuff you can do. You can make your own crochet hooks. You can leave the bark on if you want to have a decorative handle, if it's not too rough to hold. You can just peel it off entirely if you got fresh wood. You can do pretty much anything you want. You can paint them afterward, probably stain them really cool colors. Alrighty, that's it. Hopefully this was entertaining and educational. Bye-bye.